What is up, everyone? It is DJ Martini Midwest Reviews coming at you with another video for my channel today. I have a really good one. It's a tutorial and a how-to video on the latest update from Denon DJ or Engine DJ software, which is the update for 3.2.0. There are some cool little upgrades to that. We'll talk about that as we go. But I just wanted to show you how to do that update via a USB stick. I've had some requests for that, and I said in my last video that I would show how to do that. So we're getting it done via a USB stick. If you want to learn how to do it via a cable, via the Wi-Fi, via just downloading it through your computer for the actual software on Engine DJ, I have videos for that too, so check that out. So thank you for tuning in to DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. If you never tuned into my channel, just know that I love to do tutorials. I love to just review items, do all that research for you so you don't have to, give it to you as easy as possible, and then leave some links in case you're interested in the products that we talk about. If helpful doing these tutorials, please give me a like, subscribe if it's helpful at all and you get some use out of it. So let's jump in. I know everybody on these tutorials want to jump right in, so we're going to go ahead and get that done. I am going to show you today via a USB, whoops, via a USB stick right here, flash drive, a thumb drive, whatever you want to call these. Also, you could use a SD card. This is a micro SD card with an adapter on it, but it would still work. The Prime 4, the Mixstream Pro, Prime Go all have those SD card readers as well. So you could use this or an SD card, it doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to get it done. So the first thing you need to do, and we're going to go through step by step here, is get onto the internet and search enginedj.com. That's all you gotta do. Go to enginedj.com, click on their professional DJ software website right here. Then it will take you to their opening page, which is this page. It'll take you to this page right here. If you do not have Engine DJ software, this is a good place to go ahead and download, and it'll take you right to where you need to go. If not, you can just click to the next page, which is the downloads, and they're here too. So if you have Windows, you're going to want to click this. If you have a Mac computer, you're going to want to click this. And you can download the greatest updated software for Engine DJ software, okay? We're not doing any of that. We're actually updating the hardware, which is the actual controller. And so you want to be on this side, on the OS side, and they do have right there, it says 3.2.0. We can go right here. You can see that you have the Prime Plus, Prime Go, the Mixstream Pro Go, a few other items here, but we just need to get to the Mixstream Pro, which is this one. I don't have the Pro Plus, I just have the Pro, so make sure you pick the correct device that you have, the Pro, and then it's going to give you these three options: download for Windows, download for Mac, or download for a USB updater. All right, let's take a quick break right here and let's jump back to our Windows here. So here's your USB drive. Go ahead and put that in your computer. We're going to watch that pop up real quick. I have mine labeled as tape D, and you can see that I do have an engine library on here. Now, just know, if you're using a USB, I would use one that really doesn't have anything on it. I'm going to show you how to format one of these drives to make sure that it's the correct drive. Now, usually once you plug this into any of your products, it's going to come up with an engine library like that. So that's not a really big deal. It doesn't hurt to erase this at all. So, but know if you are formatting a drive, it's going to erase everything on that drive and you cannot recover it. It's just something to look out for, and a warning disclaimer that everything is erased, and make sure that you choose the correct device. I have this one labeled as tape, so I definitely know which one it is. We can go ahead and side click on your mouse, and you can go to properties here, or you can go to format. We'll go to format here, and you can see that it is probably a 16 gig hard drive, but it is already an exFAT. Now you see there's an NTFS, FAT32, or exFAT. It doesn't really matter. You can do this in exFAT or FAT32, but it has to be in one of those FAT type systems. It can't be the NTFS, which is a Windows based operating system, but so it has to be one of those two operating systems. You can put a name on it, whatever you want, Engine DJ updater, whatever you like. I'm keeping mine tape because it definitely sticks out, and I know that that's the drive that I'm looking for. So we're going to go ahead and format this. Now remember, if you format this, it will erase everything on it. So another disclaimer right there. Make sure that you're picking the correct drive that you are erasing and getting ready to put this information on. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a exFAT here. Go ahead and format it. Yes, we know it is going to erase everything. and it's that fast. This one is formatted. There's nothing on this tape drive now, completely empty, and it is ready to go for our update. So now we're going to go back. We're going to close that one out. We're going to go back into the updater here, and we're going to go ahead and now download the USB updater. You understand the automatic updates. Now this is going to download. Just know that, let's see, it says keep. It was giving me a warning on the download. Once this is downloaded, I know where it downloads to in my downloads, but just make sure if you can't find it, just click on here, go to your downloads, it will show it, and then you can go to this file icon right here, if you can see this here, and you can also, open it. I know where mine go. They automatically go into my download folder, so we're going to go ahead and go straight to my download folder once we get there. And so now I'm going to open my file explorer again, go to my downloads, and here's that Mixstream Pro update. Now, all we're going to do here is drop and drag this into the tape D straight from here. I'm just going to drop and drag it straight onto here. Do not put it in a folder. Do not do anything special or anything like that. Make a folder for it. Just drop that file straight into the tape USB drive. And so once this gets done, then we can go ahead and eject it, and I'll show you how to get that done, and I will speed this up for time. All right, our updater just finished, and now you can see that I have it on this tape D, and that is the only thing on here, but it is ready to go. It's copied, and so we can safely eject it. Now make sure you safely eject this, which is basically you can go to where it says tape D, to your USB drive, your thumb drive. You have to hit eject on Windows 11, or you can go down to this arrow bar on the bottom taskbar here, and you can go to your devices, and you see it says eject U-disk. That is this one, and so I could eject it that way too. We're going to go ahead and, just so we exactly know what we're doing, we're going to go eject it right on, like I said, side click, and you can eject it right from here. So it is safely able to be removed. This is very important, especially when you're messing with Engine DJ software and Engine DJ in general, that you always eject your hard drives, your thumb drives safely, or you could easily corrupt them. So something to point out there. All right, we're going to switch views. We're going to go to the Mixstream Pro controller. I'm going to show you how to fire that up, put the drive in, and get the update started. And then we'll go into a couple more topics that I want to get into before I let you go today. All right, we're back, and we're going to go ahead and take this flash drive or thumbstick, however you'd like to call it, and we're going to go ahead and get the update done that we need to do. Now, we can go ahead and put this in right now. It doesn't matter which drive you put it in. So we go put that in the back, and then we're going to go ahead and fire the unit up. And I'm going to show you how to get this done. Now, you will see that I already have the update done already, but I will show you how to get there. That way, all you have to do is get it started, and then the thumb drive does the rest. It installs it for you. It'll shut down your controller, and then you just have to fire it back up, and you should have the update ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and get to the start right here. All right, you can see that it already has the drive. It did pick it up because it is in that exFAT or FAT32 format. So you can see it right there. All we need to do is close out of this. Then we're going to go to our settings. You see I kind of went down to the menu here, go to settings, and we're going to go to update, about update, and then we're going to go to reboot, which is the update firmware, and it says reboot. Now you see once we are in this point, we have an option to do this update via the web, via USB SD card combination there, the computer, or we can cancel it. I'm going to go ahead and cancel it, but all you'd have to do is hit that USB SD card and it will start the update for you. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that. But once you get that done, it will go through the update, and what it's going to do, it's going to actually shut down your controller. And once it goes completely black, you can go ahead and turn it back on, and it should be updated. Sometimes it will restart it, but I've had sometimes where it just shuts down and you actually have to physically turn it back on. Now, one thing is, make sure that you always exit your drives or thumbsticks or flash drives, SD cards, whatever. Make sure you properly disconnect them, because if you disconnect this drive from this controller while it's on, it probably is going to corrupt it. So that's just a little tip for me. We can go to the control and we can go to source, and we can safely eject it by pushing that, or we can just eject it by shutting it down. And then I can show you when it's safe to pull it out. But so you can eject it right there. You can see safely, and then I can hit eject and we can safely eject it right now. It's good to go. Or I can shut this down. So I hit the button. It prompted this turn off the player. I want to say yes. Now you can see that you can kind of see that it's still, the screen is backlit, and you can see that there's still some color to it. It's not completely just black. Now it is completely turned off. You can't see any backlit on the screen, and so it would have been safe to pull the USB thumbstick out then as well. So just make sure that the controller is all the way off completely. There's no backlight or anything. Sometimes there's a backlight with nothing on the screen, and you can kind of tell that it's on, but it's not showing anything. Make sure you're not messing with it at all at that point. Wait till it completely goes black like this, and then you can go ahead, either turn it back on, like I said, remove your thumbstick or whatever you're doing to get to that point. So hopefully that was helpful, and you now know how to update your controllers, no matter what's the Mixstream Pro, the Prime Go, the Prime 4, Prime 2. They all would be the same or similar way of getting that done. So, all right, we're going to switch views, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up with a little bit of other questions that I'm going to be following up here with. All right, everybody, so we are back again, and I just want to wrap this up with a couple questions of people asking me, like, what are the updates? Why is it important to update? Why is Engine DJ updating all the time? Well, it's actually good that they're updating all the time. It shows that the company is very involved with their software, and they're continually breaking out new items and things for us to make the software better. So that's always good, no matter what, even though it is a little bit of pain to be updating all these devices all the time. But let's see what's new, and you can kind of expand this here, and it will tell you everything that is new for this update. And the biggest updates for the 3.2 was a day mode. Basically, it makes the back of the screen look white, and that makes everything easier to see during daytime hours. The fuzzy key mixing, which makes it go to the closest key to make your music a little bit better within the keys, so it keeps it really close. They have the new FX Select, which is not out for the Prime 4 yet, or the Prime 4 Plus, but it is coming. But it's a nice menu and navigation, so you can quickly press FX while you're going. And they have the new flex gate as well. Also, there's some cool little fixes on the downbeat detection. Some of the icons were changed, Wi-Fi issues and things like that. So they're always making improvements in the software, which is always good, especially with new FX. And the FX Select is a pretty cool menu that can get you quickly through all the FX, and it's pretty cool on the screen. Another thing people were asking me, and we're going to close this down here, was on the actual software themselves. I kind of want to just make a point, so we're going to go ahead and open my Engine DJ software, and I wanted to show you, people were asking me if you reanalyze your songs, because for the new downbeat detection, it actually asks you. And I want to just make a couple points here. So here's all my music. And if we go to my oldies collection here, once that pops up, all right, so once that pops up, you see that I don't have all my songs queued and things like that. But on this one, I do have some cues at the beginning. You can see all of my little marks on the song, and it pops up. When it pops up, it will pop into my cues for the song. You can see that I have some cues here. So just to let you know, when it doesn't erase anything. So a lot of people were worried, well, if I reanalyze my library, am I going to lose some cues? Is it going to, things like that? No, you will not lose anything. It's just going to be reanalyzing that BPM. It's going to be reanalyzing the keys again, because they did fix, the fuzzy key mixing to make them a little bit more accurate. So it's basically just reanalyzing your library for those keys, times and the data that they're looking for. But it's not going to take any of your cues or any of the work that you've done to the track in the library. It'll still keep those. It's just kind of adjust some of those keys for you, okay? So no worries about that. Another thing people are asking about is why they lose songs in their library and why they can't recover them, or why do they, basically the track that turns red and it says, how do you recover? So if we go to any of these tracks here and you side click, you can reanalyze the track. If you can do these all at once, by going to your, so if you did want to reanalyze your whole collection and you don't have a giant collection like I do, you can actually, on Windows, you can press Shift and End, and it'll actually, once you click on one of these, Shift and End, it'll actually highlight your whole entire library, and then you can go to reanalyze tracks, and it just will reanalyze your whole library. Or you can do each playlist, you know, however you want, and it does it pretty quick, so that is pretty useful. So you can go playlist by playlist or your whole library, however you'd like to do it. That's, you know, an easy way and an easy shortcut to get able to, you know, cover that whole entire playlist quickly. So let's do an example here. Let's just take this small little playlist here. I just shift and arrow down on this one, but you do shift and end as well. And then you can just reanalyze the tracks. It's taking a little second to think here. Oh, but it is analyzing them right there. So you can see that it is analyzing, for some reason it's a lot more than I thought, about 130 songs here it's reanalyzing. But you see it did take the keys away, it took them, but it's going to put them back, and then you're going to see that everything's the same. So if I would have had any kind of cues or things like that, they would have stayed. It's like I said, it's just kind of correcting some of those keys and some of that data for the key mixing and the downbeat detection to help it make it better, basically. Now let's go back really quick to, we're almost done analyzing tracks. There's about 78 left, but I can kind of just show you. And if you side click, you can remove from the playlist, or you can show and explore. Basically, in the Engine DJ software, to make this as clear as mud, all these songs that you have, it's basically making a little data checkpoint saying, well, here's the file marked here in Engine DJ, but it's actually shown in your file explorer. So if you go here and you say, take this song, show it in your explorer, it'll take you exactly to where your file is in your explorer. Mine are on my music and video, my M drive that I'm calling it. That's where the file is. Now, if I erase this track here, it is erased from my laptop, and it is also will be erased from Engine DJ software. Will still show it in red, saying that it just can't locate the file because it lost the bookmark in your actual library. So just remember that if you make any big changes, or even say if I change this song from the M drive to the C drive, it's not going to find it. And then it's going to be in red, and then you're going to have to remove it from your playlist in your Engine DJ software, and put it back so it can find it in the C drive now. So if you're moving tracks around in your library within your Windows library, Engine DJ software is going to have a hard time bookmarking where all the tracks are, and that's when you run into some issues where you can't find tracks. So whatever you do in your music library is going to affect your Engine DJ library. I don't know if a couple people just kind of, if that makes sense, they didn't understand that. So you can remove it from your playlist, and it will just remove from this Ollie's playlist, but it'll still be in my collection. But if I remove it from my collection, it is not in Engine DJ software anymore. Now, don't get that mixed up that it's going to erase it from your Windows library. It will not. It will still be in your Windows library. It's just erased from the collection in Engine DJ. So you will not find it in Engine DJ at all. You still can find it in your Windows library, okay? So I know that's kind of confusing sometimes, but if you remove it from your playlist, it's still in your collection. It's just not in that playlist anymore. But if you remove it from your collection, it's completely gone from Engine DJ software, but it's still in your Windows library here, okay? Which is where all your files should stay, no matter what. So be careful about moving things around, changing hard drives out, things like that, because that will affect your Engine DJ library, and you will not be able to find your music anymore. And especially if you put like the same playlist on different, like one on your C drive and one on your say my M drive here, and then you export it to a hard drive and then put that in your Prime 4 or something, it's going to mess up things in your library. And so I did have an issue about corrupting things. I had to restart my Engine DJ library again because I had corrupted some files. I had moved some stuff around. I must have had moved some files from another drive that I didn't know about, and so it was getting confused on the location. So I had all kinds of red everywhere. The easiest thing to do was just go ahead and I erased my library and I just re-imported everything. So my only thing is, if you do have a hardware like a Prime 4 or a Mixstream Pro, make sure that you use the same laptop for those drives at all times. And I did have a backup laptop that I was using, and that's what really messed up the file system, because when I used it on another laptop, it was thinking that it was finding tracks in that laptop, and when I exported those songs to the hard drive for my Prime 4, it was getting confused on locations because I'm using two separate laptops. With your Engine DJ library, use one laptop with all the same drives, and you should have no problem with corrupted issues or, a hard time finding file locations when you're using your sync manager, okay? Hopefully that was kind of clear or kind of helpful. It's a little bit confusing. Just know that your Engine DJ library is best on one laptop that you're using, especially if you're using it to export your music to certain drives or certain devices. Use that same laptop every time when you're moving your music around. And also, one other thing is I noticed, so say I wanted to move all these tracks to a new drive. Every time I do it, I make sure that I have a drive big enough that I can just click all of them, plus the new list or new songs that I'm putting on there, and put them on my drive. Because I did have issues where it was clicked everything but the 60s hits. It would actually remove these 60 hits and then it would put all the rest of them on them. So I don't know if other people have that issue, but I've had that issue. So I just always click everything, and I have a big enough drive that it's not an issue, that every time it just adds, it doesn't make duplicate copies or anything. It'll just scan through everything and then it'll just add the newest playlist that you've checked. And I only do that because, like I said, it was taking things out of my, and then I was having to, double click to get them back in, and that's when I was having some issues. So just something to let you know. I always click all of them. If you can tell me how to just add one at a time to the new list, I would be interested in that. Like I said, if I were to click everything but then unclick the 60s hits, it would actually, if I already had it on this drive, it would remove it for some reason, and then it would add all the other tracks in there. Hopefully some of these tips are helpful. If they are, give me a like, subscribe, or share. That's really all I got for you today. I answered some of those questions that people had out there. The update on the updater was good. Kind of learned a little bit about the new update 3.2.0, and I'll have more tutorials and information coming soon, or maybe I'll actually go through some of these as soon as they get on the controllers and I get to use them a little bit more. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been DJ Martini Midwest Reviews. Stay tuned to my channel for a lot more tutorials and videos, and we'll see you really, really soon. Catch you on the next one.